Hello and welcome back to the another episode of the Hindu News Analysis. Well, it is 2nd November 2025, and in this video we are going to discuss some important articles which are very much relevant for your preparation. So, before we will start our discussion, I would like to give the brief idea how we are going to approach these articles. So, with respect to every article here, first we are going to establish the summary of the article. We will try to understand what the article is about, what does the author wants to convey us, what are the important points which we need to know from this article. Then second, we would look into the key points of the article which could be very much relevant for your exam, whether it would be your prelims exam or your mains exam. These points are those points which you should note down and which you should memorize, which you should remember, and which you have to develop the habit of writing them in the answers. So these key points we will look into after going through the summary. After that, once we are done with the summary and the key points, we will look into the possible prelims or mains question which can be framed from the article, which you can expect in the exam. And if you want to write the answers to these questions, and you want those answers to be checked by me, just mail your answers at salvation UPSC at the rate 136 salvation UPSC 136 at the rate gmail.com. This is the mail ID where you can mail me your answers and I will check your answers there. Now, without any delay, let's start our discussion here by looking at the first article which we had brought here. As you can see here, the article is about the scams. Mostly, it is about the cyber crime, and you might had read many articles with respect to the cyber crime, especially in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia. Well, this article gives us the holistic view how these people are duped from different countries and how they are forced by warlords there or drug mafias there, or these people are forced from different countries to do this cyber bullying, do this cyber crimes, so that it eventually benefits the people, the industry which is involved in this cyber crime. So this gives us the holistic idea how the countries, how there are many countries from where the people are decoded, whether it would be China, India, Latin America, or Africa. People from different countries are due because of the, if we look into these countries, what are the major issues, what are the major reasons the people want to migrate? It is basically the search for the job. They want to live a good life. Search for the job. They want to live a good life. But in this journey, they go through, they meet different people. And unfortunately, they meet fraudsters who dupe them, who promise them of giving the stable jobs, stable accommodation. But unfortunately, they don't have any awareness about that, and they are duped and they are forced into these cyber crimes. And we know that if you would had read many other articles with respect to that, because this news is often, such articles are often in the news, that this region in the Southeast Asia is called the Golden Triangle, which contains the countries like borders of Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. This is majorly known for that, how they do people from different countries. Especially India is one of the victim of that, and also India is also the destination country where they do the cyberbullying or pig butchering where it is done. So this is what the article here talks about in a nutshell. Now let's have a look at the key points which were specially highlighted in this article, which we need to know. Let's go through the key points now. Here, the region which is known for that is KK Park and Myanmar's role. What is its role? KK Park, and notorious scam city compound located in Mayawadi Township, Karen State, Myanmar, near the Thailand border. So this is the sorry, this is the scam city which is often associated with it. And let's see what is the control. It is controlled by a junta allied border guard force led by warlord Sawchit Thu. This is the name which you least need to remember. Just remember the region, remember the city name, that is enough for you, who was sanctioned by the US treasury for involvement in criminal operations and forced labor. And what is the political context behind this? In 2021, there was coup in Myanmar, and it led to it. The 2021 coup and subsequent civil war allowed BGF border guard force partners Karte Belenche to expand illicit empires which are taxed to fund the Myanmar Janta's war efforts. You know how the Myanmar's Janta, they let them do this activity and they tax them through this, and it funds their war efforts. Then crackdown and displacement. China was the first such country who recognized it, and it played very well in this, and it led various operations, and it freed their men from it. So this is what the article also highlights. China's tacit support for Operation 1027 offensive in 2023 caused the junta to hand over 41,000 criminal suspects to China. However, this action primarily displaced some operations south towards the Thai border, like KK Park, and led to a pivot from targeting Chinese victims to other nationalities. How it shifted from Chinese victims to other countries and people from other countries. So it basically, it did not impact, it did not curb the crime, but it changed its direction. It changed its destination. This is what the article here highlights. Then let's move to the another slide. Here it talks about the global scam business model and scale. Trafficking, the traffickers lure victims from over 110 countries, including India, China, Africa, and Latin America, with fake high-paying IT marketing job ads. That's what exactly we discussed in the summary part. Then forced labor victims are flown to regional hubs like Bangkok, trafficked across borders into compound crime facilities. Passports are confiscated and they are forced to commit cyber crimes under threat of torture, beating, electric shocks that we know we had discussed. Then scams, most infamous is pig butchering, a combined romance and fraudulent cryptocurrency investment scam. Other scams include impersonation and extortion. So these are the crimes which they are forced to do there. Now let's move to the another slide and see what else was given in the article. What is the scale of the crisis? Concern numbers, victims trafficked. The UN Rights Office estimated in August 2023 that at least 120,000 people across Myanmar and another 1 lakh in Cambodia may be held in situations where they are forced to execute lucrative online scams. So this much number of people are forced to execute these scams under UN Rights Office, according to their estimates. Then, what is the financial loss? The UNODC estimates financial losses from scams targeting victims in East and Southeast Asia, were between US 18 billion and 37 billion in 2023 alone. And criminal proceeds, the UNODC also estimated that organized criminal networks generate between US 27.4 billion and 36.5 billion annually from cyber enabled fraud in the region. What else was given in the article? Here, impact on India and other hubs. Indian victims. India faces a dual impact as source of victims and target demography. From India, they look these people into such crimes, they force them, and also India is the destination where from they do these crimes, where they would use those people who are Indians, who wanted to go for, who are searching for the better jobs, and they are due to do such activities. And finally, where from where do they do these scams? In India itself. So India has the dual impact in this. Then repatriation. The Indian embassy in Myanmar reported over 1,600 nationals repatriated from scam hubs since July 2022, including the 500 citizens recently fled from KK Park. What is the target? Indians have become a key demographic for pig butchering and impersonation frauds. And Cambodia, another major hub with large scale centers in special economic zones. The heroin group is identified as a critical financial node, with heroin linked entities receiving over 91 billion in cryptocurrency over 5 years. So this is exactly how the countries are getting involved in this cyber crimes, how it is becoming the major issue in the present time, where the internet is taking over. where the internet has already taken over and AI is taking over now, and such crimes are continuously increasing. And this region, we had seen often where the conflicts are there, these notorious gang wars or these notorious warlords, they get the easy space to commit such crimes. So this is exactly what article has highlighted, in what the author has highlighted in the article. Now with respect to this, what kind of question can we expect in the exam? Let's have a look at it. Mostly a mains type question can be asked here. The question, as I had given it for you guys, if you want to write the answer, as I told you, please do write your answer, practice it, as it is the best time for you to practice the answers, because these 3 months, this the month of November, December and January, these 3 months are very essential for you for your mains preparation. After these 3 months you cannot prepare for your mains, I can guarantee that, because you will be much focused on your prelims preparation. So if anything you want to achieve in the mains, if anything you want to learn for the mains, it is these 3 months. So what you can do, please try to practice these questions, try to improve your answer writing. Eventually, this is what exactly matters in the exam. So here the question says, the emergence of industrial scale cyber enabled fraud centers in regions characterized by weak governance and conflict represents a complex threat that blurs the lines between human trafficking, transitional organized crime, and financial security. So if you want to get the answer written to for this, please note down the question here and try to write the answer. And if you want it checked by me, do mail me it at salvation UPSC 136 at the rate gmail.com. So this is the email ID if you want your answer to be checked by me. Now with this, let's move to the another article here and see what we had brought here. Well, it is good news for UP, as Lucknow has been declared as UNESCO's creative city of gastronomy. So you can expect a direct prelims question, which of the cities were recently declared as UNESCO's creative city of gastronomy. A direct prelims question can be asked from this article itself. So that's how it is important for your preparation. So with respect to this, let's have a look at some key points which we need to know, which can be very much relevant for our examination. So let's go through them. Here, the recognition, city recognized, which was the city recognized, it is Lucknow, as we had already discussed it. You can expect a direct prelims question on that. Then designation, what it has been designated as UNESCO's creative city of gastronomy. Event, on which event it was announced during the 43rd session of the UNESCO's General Conference in Uzbekistan. What is the significance? Lucknow becomes a key destination among the world's top gastronomic cities. So these are some key points which you should note down, which can be relevant for your exam. And few more basis for recognition. Cuisine highlighted the city's centuries old Awadhi cuisine. Core values recognition is based on the city's living food traditions and inclusive cultural heritage. Strategic importance, state's milestone, the recognition is seen as a major milestone for the state Uttar Pradesh. Cultural diplomacy, the designation highlights how food heritage can serve as a symbol of cultural diplomacy. Sustainable tourism, it is expected to boost sustainable tourism and attract global visitors. And official endorsements, the Prime Minister urged people from around the world to visit the city.